and they stretched his arms out. They had him up under the armpits and out here.
As I recall from the picture I saw, he was about 4 feet tall, appeared to have no bone structure, and was soft looking. He had a suit on, and we assumed, it was a suit. It could have been, his skin, and it looked like crinkled soft aluminum foil. I recall it had very long hands, very long fingers, and I think there were 3, but cannot swear to that. My grandfather, upon arrival, said that there were already several people there on the scene. 2 that he assumed were local photographers, fire people, and so not long after they arrived, the military just showed up, surrounded the area, took them off in groups separately, and spoke to each of them.
Grandfather didn't know what was said to the others, but he was told, "This didn't happen. You didn't see this. This is a national security. It is never to be talked about again." My grandfather was an honorable man. Being a preacher, that's all that needed to be said to him. And so he came home, told the story to my dad. That's all that needed to be said to him. And so he came home and told the story to my dad, who was there, and my grandmother and my uncle. Now, my mother was expecting at the time, so she was off in the bedroom.
My sister was born May 3rd, 1941. So we were assuming this was the middle to the last of April, and he never spoke of it again. But about 2 weeks later, one of the men who had a personal camera that he had put in his shirt pocket approached grandfather and said, "I think someone needs a copy of this. I have one, and I would like you to keep one." So that's how it came about that grandfather had the picture to begin with, but he never spoke of it again. The other people seemed to be very intimidated and very frightened and paranoid. So where's this picture at? Does he not have... What'd you do with the picture?
I saw a picture of a guy holding an alien, but it looked fake. But, here, let me see.
So I cannot find this picture. Did you find it?
Here.
Just throw it inside there. Insert it in the document. Oh, God.
That's like the only
fake.
photo I could find.
We'll link this up, but I give that a 0 on realness.
I mean, there's this photo supposedly, but this one, I guess, a little bit more believable, maybe?
That one looks like a statue, like a golden statue. And where are these chicks? What's these chicks doing in here?
And see, like this one, there's like, they said they had them underneath the arm, or the armpits. This one wasn't. That thing doesn't look 4 feet tall. Unless those guys are fucking giants then, holding them up.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, the bottom picture, it looked fake. So I was just like, there's no way in hell that's right. So that must be like a reenactment.
Yeah.
I wish she would have put the real picture up, because I mean, she must have had it. Her dad has it, so.
Yeah, we'll send her an email.
Maybe she's afraid she's going to get whacked.
It's possible. I mean, wasn't supposed to talk about it, but her dad went home and told the story anyways.
To her dad and her uncle and her grandmother. Yeah. This is top secret information. Can't tell anybody. Okay, I won't. Go back. Tell everybody.
Right?
All right, let's get into this last case we're going to talk about for strange facts and findings.
Okay. Our last case that we're going to talk about happened in August of 2011 at Tom Miller's ranch located in Trinidad, Colorado. Tom Miller, he called Chuck Zukowski multiple times before to investigate the death of his cattle. But on this day, Chuck was called up again to investigate a 5-year-old cow that had been mutilated. In an interview, Tom Miller stated that these cattle mutilations began in 1999. He was quoted saying,
"At first, I thought it was a prank, but there were no tracks, no blood. It looks like the carcass is peeled off, and it happens overnight." Tom then said, "There are just so many things that happen that don't seem like it's human. I know people think you're crazy, but there are so many things that people can't explain."
So when Chuck arrived in 2011 to investigate the 5-year-old cow that was mutilated, he started to examine the carcass. This carcass was missing its udders, tongue, and left ear. It also had an oval-shaped hole between its forelegs and rear.
Now, there was no physical evidence left around the carcass, and the dirt surrounding it was undisturbed, with no signs of footprints to be seen. Chuck went back a week later to check the carcass after it decayed some, However, he was able to see the lower part of the cow's ribs were cracked. The only explanation he could conclude from the way it was cracked was that it was dropped from a very high distance.
You think they're picking up cows and just saying screw it and kicking them off the UFO? You got cows dropping from the sky. That would kill somebody if it landed on someone. That's scary.
Maybe Tom didn't do something the aliens liked. Like, you want to be like that? Take that cow and throw it, son. I've been doing this for centuries.
Maybe they're doing drop tests on the cows. But you think it would have more than just some broken ribs or cracked ribs?
I was thinking broken
from
legs
being
at least.
dropped. Broken legs, broken fractured
Vertebrae.
skull. Yeah, everything, pretty much. Not just one small cracked rib, unless it picked it up barely off the ground and not,
Even then, side note, I hit a cow once with my truck. I'm not going to say like what truck, but I hit a cow with a truck going 30. It totaled out our truck, but the cow like got knocked into the ditch. Bro, it just got up like nothing happened and then hopped the fence.
Oh, yeah, I believe it.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
All right. Chuck did say, and I quote, "I had some unusual radiation readings in a field at Tom Miller's place, and you could see where the branches were broken where the carcass was found."
Even though he found all this stuff, there was still no cause of death for the cow that had been concluded from the investigation and the mutilations that were happening at Miller's Ranch. There have been a total of over 20 plus cases of cattle mutilation in Trinidad, Colorado alone. And of course,